name of my ancestors, peace forever and always. Welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty one, Angel Snuff Number 7. I am also your soul brother, or soul brother number 1. I want to thank you for taking the time and sharing with me a few minutes of your time that we can socialize and raise questions and make observations. Unlike some platforms, we're not looking for a right or wrong. Like Arsenio Hall used to say back in the day, things that make you say, get you to think. That's one of the problems that we, as soul brothers and sisters, the so-called Negro, black man and woman, African, Native, Aboriginal, whatever you want to call yourself, we have a problem with thinking. We are very emotional. We are very reactionary. And because we are so emotional and because we are so reactionary, these things keep us in trouble. It seems as though we are unable to solve our problem. And the number one problem is living with races. The number one problem is living with races, dominated by races, educated by races. Everything about us is European, but clearly we are in a body that is melanated, as they say, or dark-skinned. Clearly, we are not Europeans, but something has happened to us. Hey there, Marcus. Clearly, something has happened to us. We're not Europeans. And we have another problem. We know we're not Europeans, but we cannot relate to nobody else on this planet with dark skin. We don't feel a connection. Hey there, Chase. I mean, you can fabricate a connection. You can feel like you connected, but that don't make you, hey, what's up there, Scott? But that don't make you connected. I can feel connected to the Jackson family. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the sunshine. How that song go? Don't blame it on the good time. Blame it on the boogie. I'm a dancing machine. I can feel connected to the Jacksons. But I guarantee you, if I walk up to their house in California, they're gonna show you how disconnected I am. This is not to say they won't treat me nice. Like, what the hell? I mean, okay, I feel connected to you, Miss Catherine. That's nice. You're a fan of Michael's, huh? Yeah, I'm a... Well, not really. I feel like I'm connected to the Jackson family, period. Oh, do you? Well, yeah, well, I'm going to have to ask you to leave our property. So, we are in a messed up, very confused position in our lives. I want to say this. because I know we are very emotional, very reactionary. Personally, like I told you, I do use soul brother and sister on this platform. And it is an identity that all these other Kemetic, Christian, Muslim, Democrat, Republican, it don't make no difference. You're a soul brother and sister. It puts us in a category. It's a way that we can identify ourselves, all of us under one umbrella. But also at the same time, for me, it's really not that serious. Because when I was born, on my birth certificate, there's Negro. So I was a Negro. And lived being called Negro for years and years and years. Then they changed it to black. I've been black for years and years and years. No big deal. Then they say you're African American. And I've been that for years and years and years. I don't trip off of those labels. You know why? Because when it's all said and done, are you liberated? Are you a free man and woman? Under Negro, of course. I'm not free. Under black, I'm not free. Under African American, I'm not free. Whatever get the job done, you can call me Bozo the Clown. As long as I get free, I could care less. Because once I get free, I can dictate what I am, for real. If African make me a free man, I'll be your African. If Aboriginal Native American will make me a free man, I'll grab that. That's not my concern, and it's petty, and it don't mean nothing to me. I could care less. I've been all those things. I was born a Negro. I've been black, African American. I've been through those changes. So what? Whatever get me free. You should be concerned what will get you free. What will liberate you? That should be your concern. Not this cosmetic identity, because that's all it is. So you can feel like you're connected to somebody, like I would feel going to the Jackson mansion, or I'm connected to Michael Jackson and the Jackson. Nothing but cosmetic. But the reality is, I'm not related to Michael Jackson. The reality is you're not related to no Africans or no Native Americans or none of this stuff that y'all talking about. You have no connection except cosmetically. And the key word that y'all use is black, some kind of color. You have no family. You have no cousins that's Africans and Aboriginal and Natives, only cosmetically. And what do you do with cosmetics? Cosmetics, you use cosmetics to make up, cover up for something that you don't have. That's what you use. So when a woman uses lipstick, the purpose of lipstick is to enhance the lips. White women, Caucasian women have very thin lips. So they use their lipstick to draw lips because they don't have any. Sisters look like Bozo the Clown because they already have lips. Then they put this garbage on top of their lips. You know, I don't want to get nasty, man. Don't make any sense. But you know, they sisters copying the white woman. They don't know no better. Hey there, Zia.
Speed warning.
They don't know any better. Now, for the purpose of this talk, we gonna be Africans. Because like I told you, I don't even really care. But we're going to use the logic of African. We want to talk about African DNA. Of course, African DNA do not exist. I'm going to say that again. But those who come to this platform, you already know. African DNA does not exist. Africa is a continent. It is not alive. It's nothing but rocks and soil, water. It is not a living life form the way we are. It has no DNA. It's just a continent, a landmass. But for the sake of this conversation, we're going to use the logic of these pro-black, I want to be an African people. And let's just say African DNA exists. So I'm an African. All of us in the chat room, everybody, we Africans. Now, I just want you to keep in the front of your mind that in this life, there's a positive and negative. In this life, there's bad and good. In this life, there's a yin and a yang. I just want you to keep that in mind. Whatever you see good, there's also a bad side. We all have to drink water. We all have to eat food. That's good, right? Without food and water, we die, correct? Give me a thumbs down because I'm telling a lie. Without food and water, okay? Give me a thumbs down. Do you know you cannot drink too much water? Drinking too much water will cause a chemical imbalance. Did you know that you can actually get drunk and high off water? Did you know that? I learned that when I was in the crazy house. There was guys that was getting high, they was getting drunk by just keep drinking water. Just keep drinking water. And of course you know, when you eat too much food, especially bad food, it messes you up. So the good side is you need food and water to live, but the bad side is you have to have a balance, because if you do too much of anything, it's bad. So there's a good side and a bad side, a positive and a negative. Do you remember good times? Florida Evans, James Evans, JJ, Thelma, and Michael. Good times. For the sake of this art, for the sake of this video, they are Africans. We're Africans. Now, if you notice, you have Florida Evans. Of course, the mother is a Christian. You had James, you had Thelma, and you had JJ and Michael. Out of that whole family, look, did you notice? Well, of course, if you watched the show, you did notice. Or did you wonder? Michael was a little boy. Michael was the youngest. Michael was the youngest out of all the Evans. And Michael was the only one. He was the only one that stood up for his melanated rights, for his black side. He was the only one that was willing to protest and fight the power. James Evans, the father, was not interested. JJ clearly was not interested. Thelma was not interested. Florida definitely was not interested. Only this little boy, Michael Evans, the African. Okay, now, if you notice, the African, Michael Evans, as time went on, his position on the black struggle got weaker and weaker and weaker. Why was this? His position on the struggle started getting weaker and weaker because his mama did not give a damn about the struggle. Father didn't care. His brother JJ was a clown. His sister Thelma was turning into a feminist. Nobody was interested in the struggle. And before the end, the cancellation of good times, this little boy who was so strong about the struggle, the next thing you know, at the end of good times, Michael Evans was no longer interested in the struggle. Not really. Talk about a little taste. And remember, there was an episode where Michael got to the point where he even wanted to roommate in college with a white girl. So you know that was the end of the black struggle. I noticed in my own family. And I want you to think about your own family too. We Africans. I was raised in a family of 6. Nobody cared about the struggle. Nobody gave a damn about the struggle except me. Just like Michael Evans, the little boy, 8, 9 years old. My grandfather did not say nothing about the struggle. My uncles, my mother. I only had a couple of relatives. They had joined the Nation of Islam. They were the only ones that talked about the struggle. Living with racists in this country. I want you to tell me, name the people in your family that was part of the struggle. These Africans. I want you to name them. Most of us probably don't have nobody. Nobody was part of the civil rights movement. They did nothing. They wasn't part of the Nation of Islam, Black Panther Party, SNCC, even the Urban League, NAACP, anything. They did absolutely nothing, just like James Evans, just like Thelma, just like JJ, who was a clown. You had your relatives in your family, they was nothing but clowns, drug users, think everything is funny, just like JJ, clowns. We Africans. What is the point I'm trying to make, or I want to make, calling us Africans? If you notice, you carrying the African DNA, right? So if we're Africans, you tell me why we won't fight the power. The Africans. We won't fight the power. And when you look at those people on the continent, those Africans, they have no unification. Do you hear them on the continent talking about fight the power? Maybe a few. So my conclusion is something about African DNA makes you docile. Something about African DNA causes you to be disunited, not interested in your own oppression, that won't let you fight. It keeps you docile and keeps you a damn fool, because if you don't want to unite against a common oppressor, something is seriously wrong with you. And what do all these people have in common? They have African DNA. Like Eric Muhammad said, talk black to me. Now, of course, yo pro-black, blackity-black folks, they're gonna come here and tell me about how Africans was warriors and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, see, was warriors, used to be warriors, but somebody came out of a cave and kicked your ass, and you ain't been able to get up ever since. As long as there was no Caucasian people around, you Mr. Warrior, you Mr. Bad, and you used to dealing with people on your level. But when somebody beyond your level come out and kick you in your damn ass, you get knocked down and can't get up. You know why? African DNA. You sit around here in America for hundreds of years. Not 20, not 100, not 30. Millions of us, even to this day, and you won't fight. The people, you have no inspiration to fight. The country is just like Thelma and JJ and the mama and James. You are not like little Michael Evans. And JJ and Thelma and all them, they only react when something happened to them. When the Caucasian man do something or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Until then, they just some happy Negroes, and that's what you have in America, that's what you have in Africa, some happy Negroes. And what do you all have in common? African DNA. You keep telling me that, how the hell can it be millions of us in this country and we allow this little handful of people to whoop our ass the way they do? Then they go to Africa, the continent itself, and they got those people in check also. That damn African DNA. That African DNA is so damn weak, once it get knocked down, it can't get back up. Help me. I'm falling, I can't get back up. Once these Caucasians, once these Europeans come out, knock your ass down, you scared to get up. When I talk about the Mississippi campaign, one of the first things people talk about, what the white man gonna do? What? Why is that a concern? Because they scared to try to get back up again. You've been knocked down and can't get up. It's that African DNA that you say is strong, and you can say anything you want out your mouth. But clearly we're looking at the situation, it's not producing strong people. Where are these warriors? Where are these kings and queens? I see you huff, I see you puff, but you're not blowing no houses down. Matter of fact, you're getting evicted and getting put on the street. That's what's happening to you. How can you be so docile? and we talk about melanin. Here I am. I'm a very melanated person, very dark-skinned person. Now, if you notice, the people that really brag and talk about melanin is the ones who don't have none. Because I got dark skin. I don't feel special. I ain't done nothing damn special. I don't know so I don't know what they're talking about. I got it. Here you are, a high yellow brown Negro, and the melanin this and we melanin. You don't even have none. What the hell are you talking about? I got it. I don't feel special about having no damn melanin. And of course, let's not forget the peanut gland. Guess what? When these suckers hung us on a tree, you had melanin, you had a pineal gland, and you were African. All that was hanging from the tree didn't do you no damn good. Do you think, and common sense tell you, if African DNA is strong, we should see vice versa. We should see more of Micah if African DNA is strong as these cats keep talking about. That's what you should see. These black men, soul brothers, they would rather go fight and die for the peckerwood in the military than fight for their own. There's an old saying, some of you who was in the military, I think it's an old saying from the Marines or the whole military. I don't know exactly how it goes. Leave no man behind. Leave no man behind on the battlefield. But if you notice, once a black man, soul brother, leave the military, you don't see your white brothers in the military come out and help you. Because some of these brothers just left the military and got lynched. On the battlefield, you're not supposed to tolerate that. Never leave a soldier behind. Never leave a brother behind. But when you get home, your military brother said, oh, well, the hell, you know, you go your way, I go my way. But this African will sit back and for hundreds of years, you sit back and you allowed yourself to be lynched and castrated, your women raped, your children bit by dogs, your wife sprayed with fire hoses. What is the common denominator? You are African. The common denominator is that damn African DNA that you think is good, that you think is powerful. I don't see it, and nobody else see it. The only one who see it is you, talking about what somebody did. Young Pharaoh made a video talking about, and somebody else was telling me about the Gullah Wars in Florida. That black Africans, they fought the United States, and they did. And there were other uprisings besides ēt terna in this country. But guess what? That was little Michael Evans. Guess what? Didn't get no help. Maybe if they got help from other people, other Africans, maybe they could have been successful. But Michael Evans was fighting all by himself. I was fighting as a little boy all by myself. Dr. King and these little small groups, they was all by themselves. During the time of Dr. King, during the time of Malcolm X, it was 15 to 20 million Africans in this country. Did you see millions on the streets? Did you see a demonstration of millions? No. They was at home getting drunk. No. They was at home watching TV, watching Dr. King get his head busted on TV. That's what they was doing. These Africans, that's so damn strong, warriors. That's what they was doing. Watching Micah Evans get murdered. That's what they was doing. And so they watched the funeral of Dr. King, and the only thing they could say is, oh, that's a damn shame. He was a great man. What a pity. They watched the funeral. I don't think the funeral of Malcolm X was televised. But anyway, for the Africans, that's a damn shame. He was the Prince of Peace. That's a damn shame. They put me in my grave tomorrow. That angel snapping up 7. I didn't really believe in everything that he said, but that's a damn shame. I'll put his picture on the wall. That's the best you're gonna get. That's the best you're gonna get out of African DNA. A bunch of hooping and hollering and bragging about what you gonna do ain't gonna bust a grape. Whether you are in Africa or whether you are African in America, as you can see, that African DNA, once you knock that African DNA down, it don't want to get back up. So it's still down. Because it has a fear that it'll get knocked back down again. Because the people that they dealing with, they understand these some bad boys. And you don't have what it takes to take them out of power. You ain't smart enough, you're not strong enough. You and your weak ass African DNA. And the whole thing sounds like a lie to me. When they talk about the past history of the Africans and the black man, they had all this science. You got all this science. They got all this knowledge or whatever. If these people had all this science, had all this knowledge of mathematics, they can build pyramids, but they couldn't think of a weapon to deal with the weapons that was being used against them by these devils. But they so smart. See, that story don't even make sense. Because if you are that technological, if you are that technologically advanced, and you see what your enemy is doing, wouldn't your scientists, wouldn't your people go into the back rooms and say, look, these bows and arrows not gonna work. We're gonna have to develop something to deal with what these people bringing against us. Because that's what the white man did. When they find out that you got something that's superior to whatever they got, they send their scientists and they get their boys, hey, y'all gonna have to develop something that can counter this weapon these other folks is using against us. That's what you see in war. These people kept using bows and arrows and other primitive technology until they got their ass 1000% whooped. But they supposed to have all this technology. See, that bothers me. The stories that I've been told and we've been told about how technologically advanced Timbuktu and all this, something about it don't make any sense to me. Do it make sense to you? I agree, Chase. I agree. That transatlantic slave trade story do not make any sense. When you really start thinking about it, it don't make any sense. See, a long time ago, you could tell people anything and they would just accept it. But now we live in the age of information things can get looked up, but also, number one, we think for ourselves more than ever. Our minds are not, we're not illiterate anymore like we used to be. We're not ignorant anymore the way we used to be. When these stories was told to us, a lot of times they was told to us as children. They start brainwashing you with these stories in the public educational system and so forth. But now, we start thinking for ourselves. And you start thinking of, just like Santa Claus. I mean, just like the Santa Claus story. You start figuring out, ain't no, something is wrong with this crap. Santa Claus supposed to come down chimneys. How am I gonna get my Christmas present? We don't have a chimney. Now, when I was growing up, we did have a chimney. But in the wintertime, that bad boy was on fire. I'm waiting, hey, look, on Christmas Day, I'm waiting for this fat white dude to come down our chimney because he coming right down into the damn fire. I just want to see what the deal gonna be. I'm sitting there all night long waiting for Santa Claus to come down the chimney. Because when this bad boy hit this fire, it ain't gonna be looking good. I fell asleep. I fell asleep waiting on Santa Claus. He never did show up. So don't come to me. Now I'm telling you, using the logic of African DNA. Because clearly, cowardice is a part of African DNA. Because wherever you find African DNA, you will find a people got their ass whooped, they falling, and they can't get up with your African ass. And we're supposed to be proud of that, right? The great history. They want to teach you about the great history of the Africans. Yeah. There was no white people around yet. What happened when the white folks start showing up? Got your ass whooped and can't get back up. So I understand, because these people have African DNA. I understand. When I talk about the Mississippi campaign, it really scares the hell out of them. What the white man gonna do? We can't do that because you've been knocked down and you scared to get back up. So you want to do just enough to stay comfortable. You just want to stay just enough where you don't want to make waves and make the white folks, whoever, angry and upset. You scared to get knocked down again. It's that African DNA. Africa itself, the continent, ain't no damn better. You want people to get on a boat, get on a plane, run to Africa, so you can be just as scary in Africa as you are here. If them Negroes did not have any money, they would not be going to no damn Africa. Like King Noble said, this is a fact. They would not attempt to try to go to Africa. They don't have any kind of money because they don't have that kind of spirit. They don't have that kind of tenacity. I'm going home, whether I got money in my pocket or not. You got people from South America, you got people from Africa, you got people from Asia, all over the world come to America. Don't have a dime in their pocket because they don't have African DNA. Oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake because those Africans do. Those Africans do have African DNA. But clearly they're not like the so-called Negro in America. Because I haven't heard of not one soul brother, African American. I have not heard of not one of them run into Africa and don't have some money in your pocket. These people come all over the world. Those people come from South America, walk thousands of miles, hundreds of miles, don't have a dime in their pocket to come to America. These folks talking all this African stuff, they afraid because I've fallen and can't get up. Now, for the African, they fallen and can't get up. But for us, the reality is we never been up to begin with. Our history starts with slavery. That's where it starts. You never been up to begin with. So your purpose is to get up for the first time in your life, like a baby that's crawling. Stand up, walk, and then you run, like a baby. Because you never had a chance to stand up and run. You never been up. You always been down. Those people that come here, they know how it feels. That's the reason why they have that strength to come do what they do here, because they know what it feels to be up and empowered and doing things, being independent. We've never, soul brothers and sisters in this country, we've never been independent. We've never lived we've never lived one day without the white man. Never. We haven't existed one day without these people. And you have no dignity. You have no pride in yourself as a man to want to be independent from another man, especially another man that don't like you. But even if the Caucasian people did like you, we should want to be able to prove to ourselves we can make it without them. I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm a hard worker. I can do my own thing. Just to prove to yourself. Just like, I'm gonna say this in conclusion. Just like you can live with your parents all your life. But you need to show, I don't have to live with my mother and father. I stay with my mother and father because I love them and they need my help. They're getting elderly. I don't want to put them in a nursing home. So I'm staying with my mother and father. When they pass this life, they want to pass this life in their house. So I'm staying with my mother and my father until they pass this world. I can make it on my own. I'm not living on my mom and daddy. But I'm going to go out and show myself, I don't need my father. I don't need my mother. I can be independent. I'm staying home with mom and daddy out of love, not because I need them like that. So even if white folks, even if we was on good terms, we as a people, you, brother, as a man, we as men should want to show ourselves, we want to show our children, we want to show our women that we can make it and do and be independent and do our own thing, as James Brown said. You should want to do that. But that damn African DNA, the fictional African DNA, because those Africans that come over here, they're not going to talk about no African DNA. The only one who got African DNA is us. The lost found so-called Negro in America. We the only ones that run around here got some damn African DNA, and African DNA don't exist. You don't have no love for yourself. You have a fear of these people that you live in. All that huffing and puffing. Malcolm X was embarrassed because Malcolm X was talking about the Nation of Islam. They took a position they took a position they don't turn the other cheek. But them devils killed at least 9 black Muslims. Even to this day, that's something that Farrakhan or none of these Muslims want to talk about. They didn't do nothing. They talked all that crap. Defend yourself. All that marching. Malcolm X was embarrassed because he wanted to take revenge on those that murdered his brothers. And Elijah Muhammad said, sit your ass down. You messing with my money. You talk about some damn revenge, you gonna mess up our money flow. That's what the bottom line was. Mess up all this money. I don't give a damn about them. I don't give a damn about them Negroes. They served their purpose, they did, so what? That's the reality of it. So Malcolm had to get on the mic, had a press conference, and talk about the wisdom of Elijah Muhammad. Oh, Elijah Muhammad is so wise. He teaches us to be cool, calm, and collect. No, sit your ass down. We making a lot of money here. Well, at least I am. Malcolm X wouldn't get a damn dime. We making a lot of money here. You run around here talking about, I'm gonna take revenge. Next thing you know, you got the FBI, the police department, messing up our businesses. We're making some good money here. Will you sit your happy ass? Can't you see, Negro? All this ain't nothing but a show. And that's what you see in the black conscious community. It ain't nothing but a show. Barnum and Bailey. That's all it is. A show. And when somebody like Malcolm X, somebody who is real stand up, look how they come against them. Because they're a bunch of comfortable Negroes. They're not real. It's all a show. Brother Ben X ain't nothing, he's a show. Malcolm Flex 10, whatever his name is, show. Farrakhan is a show. Umar, Taalik, China Fox, Michi X, Sonetta, it's all a show. Why you think they don't want to mess with me? Because we gonna keep it real or nothing at all. I'd rather be dead if I can't keep it real. I am Michael Evans. That's what I am. Ever since I was a little boy, this is just the way I've been. This is just the way I am. I can't help it. Just like Michael Evans on Good Times. That's just the way we are. But we're surrounded by cowards. We're surrounded by losers. That's why you can't get nothing done. 40 million plus cowards in America. That's why we suffer. That's why we suffer. Won't do nothing until something actually happened to you. Just like Thelma, just like JJ, and the father and the mother. That's right, Chase. Cowards are blocking our true liberation. We are a cowardly people. You're not no damn gods and kings and warriors. You can say anything you want to out of your damn mouth. Your actions speak louder than words. Y'all scary as hell, lazy and trifling. Get the hell off my page. I gotta tell it the way it is. I'm not here to bring you feel-good rhetoric and fairy tale ass stories. The reason why, look, I don't mind working hard. I sure don't. But I'm supposed to be out here for my benefit, for the benefit of my people. I'm out here driving for the benefit to make somebody else rich, who hate my guts, who hate the people that I belong to, making them rich, billionaires. I joined the organization. I gave all my time, sacrifice, because they told me a lie. They know how to take us, put us in a position where we can build and do for ourselves. It's been 80 years. These damn parasites ain't done it yet. Spend all that time on social media talking about we didn't kill Malcolm X. Who gives a damn? Build the institutions. Do what you said. Do what you said, what you promised you say you can do. If any of them black Muslims do anything, it's because they did it on their own. The organization called Nation of Islam ain't did a damn thing. These people do it themselves and then give the Nation of Islam credit when the Nation of Islam didn't do a damn thing, because the Nation of Islam is Louis Farrakhan, and Farrakhan is incompetent. He's not a leader. He can't teach you to do a damn thing. Sell you false hopes and dreams. A good preacher, that's all. I'm gonna keep it real. Because if I don't keep it real, I'm doing a disservice to myself. If I don't keep it real, my conscience bothers me. I could easily come on video and say, I know what to say to make y'all feel real good and comfortable Negroes, and y'all the best that life ever produced and all that kind of good stuff. I know what to say. I would feel guilty doing that because you deserve better. After hundreds of years of catching hell, we deserve heaven. We deserve better than what we get. You deserve better. And I want to do my best to give us better. I would hope that I would see you in a better position when I take my last breath. I said, well, I'm not going to see them in a good place, but they're on their way. They are on their way. And you want to give the credit to God or whatever you want to give credit to, I could care less as long as the job get done. As long as the job get done, hell, you can, as long as the job get done, y'all can give Farrakhan all the credit. I don't give a damn. As long as the job get done. The problem is the job is not getting done. That's the problem. People like Farrakhan and Umar Johnson, and the list goes on and on, they are in the way. All this pro-black stuff, these people are in the way. They don't know how to take our people who are scared. And you have a right to be scared. These Caucasian people can kill you by the millions real fast. They are nothing to play with. I understand why you're scared. But they don't know how to deal with nobody like that. I'm not bragging, but I learned how to deal with these people. I messed with these folks for 10 years in the crazy house. I understand how they think. I know how to deal with them. I know how far to go, and I know when to get push back. I know what line not to cross. And when I do cross that line, I'm ready to do my thing. And there ain't nothing they can do about it. I know how to deal with these damn folks. Most of these people never had no direct contact with Caucasian people and had to deal with them like that. So the only thing they know how to do is talk. They never had to deal with them. They talk about the government and the COINTELPRO and the FBI and all that. They never had to deal with these folks. Never. Just because they big and bad, everything on this planet has a weak spot. Anything on this planet can be destroyed. The diamond is supposed to be the hardest substance on the planet. As you can see, they cut it up. That cannot be destroyed or changed. Water, I don't think water can be changed. You can turn water into a gas, liquid. It can be a solid. But I don't think you can destroy water. people can be beat. These folks have been screaming all this black power stuff. I don't know how long. Getting nowhere. Getting nowhere. Feel good stuff. I'm sick of it. And you should be sick of it too. We need more Michael Evans. Those people, black power, they are not Michael Evans. Because you see what kind of person Michael Evans was as a little boy. Can you imagine what Michael Evans would have been if he became an adult? If his family supported him. They didn't. So on that note, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Another quiet chat room. Chase was the only one that said something. Well, that's good. It's all gravy. What they say is all gravy. And there's a cult saying to that too. It's all gravy. I'm not gonna get off into that. I just want to be free. I just want to die knowing that y'all gonna be all right. All that sciencing and scholarship and information, I'm not into that. I just want to be free. I don't care about all that science and information. I don't even read books the way I used to. I'm sick of all that. Reading all these books have not caused you to be liberated. All these books on the shelf, so what? Nobody impressed by you and your damn books. On that note, let me get out of here. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you to Facebook for allowing me to use your platform. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing me to use your platform for these few minutes. Thank you, chat room. And for those who will be joining and listening to this broadcast later on, I thank you. It's an honor. It's always an honor. We have to do better. We got to stop being cowards. We got to stop thinking for ourselves. We got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. And like I say, get on board the soul train. Black consciousness is jumping into a pond and getting leeches like Umar. Right, twin? Yeah, absolutely. You should be tired of people sucking your blood. Because see, you are sincere. These people are sincere about solving this problem. But unfortunately, just like my brother Twin said, in this water, you got a bunch of leeches and parasites getting on your back. We got to get them off. These ticks and these fleas. Got to get them off so we can go on to do better. On that note, let me get out of here. Again, thank you so much. It's been an honor. And if I am allowed to come before you again, until next time, as Don Cornelius always say, I wish us love, peace, and soul. Yeah, Frank, you are late. That's all right. You can catch the replay. Thank you for showing up.